Hello friends, this is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and today I want to talk about the most recent forum post that came out. Now this is the post that talks about how the Territory Wars is going to change it. But one of the things that I wanted to do in this video is kind of talk about what's going on and what's really going on with this post. They start off this post, they said, hey, Grand Arena is doing well. Most everyone is loving it. Some people don't. That's going to be the case with anything, right? There's players that love it. There's players that hate it. It makes sense, right? Territory Wars is also doing well, and we've heard you, and we're going to make some changes. Now, one of the key things to remember here is there's a lot of different player types within Galaxy of Heroes. You have players like me who are collectors. I do just enough to be able to get enough gear, to be able to get enough credits and crystals to kind of keep my collection thriving. And so if you look at my arena, or not even my arena, if you look at my arena team, it's, 80 to 100, right? Or 50 to 100, or even 30 to 50, depending on where I am. I have a solid enough team that keeps me in that top 100. That's enough for me to not have to focus so much during like dinner time, for example, that, I miss out spending time with my family or whatever. There are other people who die hard PvP. They love that grind. They love sniping one another, right out of that top position or right out of the top 50 position or whatever. They love it in arena. They love it in ship arena. They love it in Territory Wars. And then they are loving it now in Grand Arena. That's totally legit, right? There's a lot of different player types out there. And as a game and as a company, they have to decide, how are we going to do this, right? So some players, there's some tunes that they introduce are for some groups or some areas of the game, while others are obviously for others. And that makes sense. But here's the thing. They've introduced Territory War, Grand Arena. And what they're doing is they're allowing us as players, and they're doing it themselves, to vote on 10 different groups of 4 character sets. Now, each character set is grouped together in, I don't know, it's very random. But what we as a community have to do is vote on our favorite 6.
But why on earth wouldn't you want to vote?
I think voting is great. I just didn't care this time because it was between a giant douche and a turd sandwich.
But Stan, don't you know? It's always between a giant douche and a turd sandwich.
Now, again, there's two ways to vote here. You can vote for the 6 that you think are the best. They're going to help your galactic arena, help your Territory War just dominate. Or you can vote on the 6 that you think are going to piss the most people off. And I think there's enough trolls out there that there might be a few who who end up doing this, who end up just trying to piss enough people off that it causes waves. But really, I think what most people are probably going to do is try to pick the top 6 that they want to see in the new Territory War. Now, there's 2 important things here. 1, don't forget to vote. But vote. Go out and vote. You need to let your voice be heard, right? And your vote counts.
Dad, isn't this a little extreme?
I guess maybe you'll never understand how important voting is. Goodbye, son. Yeah!
Now, they say that it's supposed to be fun. This is adding a new challenge. It's playful. It's competitive. One of the things that I think is interesting here is this whole phrase here at the back, purely competitive play. Now, what does that mean? What is purely competitive play versus kind of competitive play? So I'm assuming that moving forward, Grand Arena is that purely competitive play. So does that mean that all of a sudden we're going to start getting like much better rewards? Because right now Grand Arena is okay, it's fine, but it's not great. The rewards are decent. Now again, we're in season 0, so they're going to do some revamping. That makes sense, right? They've probably got a number of maps or setups that they've got to go through before they can hit season 1 or whatever, and then they'll readjust. I don't know where they are in that lineup. That's what would make sense to me. Does that mean that Territory War is no longer a purely competitive play? And what's interesting, if that's the case, Territory War has some pretty solid bonuses. It has some pretty solid rewards. Are we going to see some of those rewards swapped? Are we going to see Territory Wars be less gear specific, less reward specific? Is it going to be kind of this challenge? Are they going to switch it up every once in a while? And are we going to see Grand Arena the opposite? Are they going to start providing awesome rewards? Is it going to be different? I don't know. This is a really interesting concept. Now, one other thing they said here is that they said we're planning to roll out many new types of Territory Wars in the futures. That's interesting because they didn't say maps. They said types. Now, I think that that's a small distinction, but I think it's a very important one to make because there are different maps that could easily be added to this that could then make this more engaging. Now, if that's the case, okay, if types is something that we're going to see and maps is not what they're focused on, here's what I think we could see happen to Territory Wars as it evolves. Right now, we're given this list of characters, right? You're choosing a different set of characters. What if they allow us to play out different events in Star Wars canon? Now that would be really cool. Now, back in the day, one of the things, I mean, this was like a year and a half ago, one of the things that they said was they're going to focus heavily on storytelling, right? And we've seen that emerge through the legends of the legendary characters and through heroic journeys or heroes' journeys, but we haven't really seen much else out of it. Now, I love the heroes' journeys. I love the legendary characters. I think they're great. I think it's really cool. It's a really neat concept, and I love it. It's great. It's wonderful. But what I'm interested in is how else are they going to add story to this? So will we be able to relive other events? I've said this before, and I think it would be great if we could relive Order 66. And you're taking clones and even Imperial troopers and Darth Vader and the Sith and like Imperial Sith up against Jedi. Just flat out against Jedi. That would be amazing. That'd be so cool. And so maybe one faction, one team has all but Jedi. They have all the Jedi that are available, and then the other one has anyone that's a trooper, right? And then anyone who has like a trooper tag all of a sudden gets all bonuses. That would be phenomenal. That would be a really cool way to tell the story. As it stands, this is just the first round. This is just the first type. I don't know if they're going to do others. It sounds like they're going to. Guys, personally, I think it's a new challenge. I think it's going to be fun. I think it'll be fun. I think any frustration or anger about this is going to blow over and people are going to forget about it within a couple of days. Typically, that's the case. Something new will come out and everyone will be focused on that. You know, OG Millennium Falcon, boom, right there. You know, we get it in 2 weeks or whatever, and all of a sudden, no one's talking about the Territory War debacle. So, while it's still fresh in your mind, leave a comment here. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you're excited about. How could they change the Territory Wars into something positive, right? Already, it's effective. I think it's fun. I think it's fine as it is. But if they're going to change it, how would you like to see it changed? Leave a comment in the section below. Like, subscribe, share. Check us out on Instagram. Check us out on Twitter, on goingnerdy.com. Visit us wherever we are. Let me know what you think, guys. I'm excited about this. I'm excited about the new year of Star Wars, the new year of Galaxy of Heroes, the new year just as it is, the new year of life. Now, as I go, I want to remind you of one thing. Smile. And stay nerdy, my friends.
Voter die, mother, voter die. Rock the vote or else I'm gonna stick a knife through your eye. Democracy is founded on one simple rule. Get out there and vote or I will motherfucking kill you.